Welcome, coin hunters and treasure seekers. If you've come across a coin marked Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 1978 new pence, don't ignore it. This could be more than just spare change. Hidden in plain sight, this simple 1978 coin might just be a key to untold fortune. Some editions hold secrets, rare minting quirks, and values that skyrocket in today's collector's market. So hit that like, smash that subscribe, and let's dive deep into the world of valuable coins that could turn your pocket change into a goldmine. Welcome, coin hunters and treasure seekers. If you've come across a coin marked Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 1978 new pence, don't ignore it. This could be more than just spare change. Hidden in plain sight, this simple 1978 coin might just be a key to untold fortune. Some editions hold. Picture this. You're rummaging through an old tin of coins, bits of change forgotten for decades, and your fingers stop on one curious piece. It's a 1978 UK 5 new pence coin, bearing the bold and regal inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 1978 new pence. To the untrained eye, it might seem like just another relic of Britain's past coinage. But to seasoned collectors and rare coin hunters, this particular coin, under very specific conditions, could be a golden ticket to millionaire status. That's right. This seemingly modest 5 pence could be your secret to unlocking a fortune, if it turns out to be one of the few rare error variants that slipped through the Royal Mint's iron grip. Now let's dig into why the 1978 5 new pence is such a compelling treasure in the world of numismatics. During the 1970s, Britain was still transitioning into its decimal currency system. The new pence coins were part of this massive overhaul, and with millions minted for circulation, precision was key. But even the most secure mints are not immune to mistakes. Some coins were struck off center, others with rotated dies, and in incredibly rare cases with planchets, blanks, meant for different denominations entirely. These minting anomalies are where the real value lies, not just in metal, but in the history captured through these unexpected mishaps. The absence of Brit Omn in the coin's legend is what makes collectors take a second, closer look. The Latin abbreviation once honored Britain's former colonies and dominions, but in some coins, this part of the inscription was deliberately omitted during specific minting changes. While this might sound like a minor stylistic update, to collectors it represents a dramatic shift in tradition, and, when combined with other anomalies, adds intense collectability. If your 1978 coin lacks the Brit OMN inscription and shows signs of being part of an experimental or transition strike, you could be holding a coin worth tens, if not hundreds, of thousands of pounds. But the true jackpot lies in the extremely rare proof errors. In 1978, the Royal Mint struck a limited number of proof sets for collectors, polished to perfection with mirror-like fields and frosted details. Every so often, a rogue coin from these sets appears in circulation or in forgotten family collections. And if one such proof coin also includes an error, like a misaligned die or a planchet flaw, then you're looking at a unicorn. These are the coins that make headlines, sell for over $1 million, and fuel bidding wars among elite investors and collectors across the globe. The rarity of the 1978 5p coin in this form is only matched by the ignorance of its value. Many people toss it aside, unaware that it could buy them a house, a car, or even early retirement. Coin collectors call it the quiet king of the decimal coins, a sleeper hit. Rarely talked about but ferociously hunted when one does surface. Don't let the small denomination fool you. The historical context, design changes, and possibility of minting errors turn this little 5 pence into a collector's dream and an investor's fantasy. What makes the story even more fascinating is the global interest in British decimal coins. In countries once under the British Crown, these coins are now seen as precious relics of colonial and cultural connection. Collectors in Canada, Australia, India, and even the Caribbean pay premium prices for pristine, rare, or misstruck examples, especially those lacking references to the British Empire. The 1978 new pence coin embodies that tension between tradition and modernity, and that alone makes it historically and monetarily significant. So, before you drop that old 5p coin into a donation jar or vending machine, take a moment to examine it. Look for signs of unusual thickness, off-center design, inconsistent fonts, or imagine finding a seemingly ordinary coin in your pocket or piggy bank, one bearing the inscription, Elizabeth II D.G. Reg. F.D. 1968 new pence. At first glance, it looks like everyday change. But what if I told you that a rare variation of this very coin could be worth more than your life savings? Yes, the 1968 new pence coin, struck during the early years of Britain's decimalization, hides an incredible secret. Certain error and low mintage specimens have rocketed into the multi-million-dollar stratosphere, promising overnight fortunes to those who know what to look for. Back in 1968, the United Kingdom was still settling into the decimal currency system introduced just 2 years earlier. The new pence coins were designed to usher in a modern era, but in the rush to mint millions of these new coins, a handful slipped through with mistakes that today's collectors would kill to own. Imagine a coin where the letters are softly struck, the edge inscription is missing, or the metal composition varies ever so slightly from the norm. These subtle anomalies transform a humble new pence piece into a rare collector's masterpiece. One of the most coveted varieties is the double denomination die clash, where the coins reverse and obverse appear faintly imprinted on each other. This ghostly echo of the Queen's portrait and the crown shield is not just a fascinating glitch, it's a signal to investors that this coin is one in a million. In pristine, uncirculated condition, a true 1968 new pence die clash can fetch tens or even hundreds of thousands of pounds at auction, and if confirmed as an ultra-rare variant, its value can skyrocket into the millions. But the treasure hunt doesn't end there. Collectors also prize mule coins from this year. Those accidentally struck with mismatched dies meant for different denominations. Discovering a new pence mule could mean unearthing a previously unknown link between pre-decimal and decimal eras. Such coins straddle two systems, making them historically significant and fiercely sought after. When one of these elusive errors appears, serious bidders in London, Hong Kong, and New York battle it out, pushing prices to record highs. Beyond error coins, there's the tale of proof sets released in tiny quantities for royalty and dignitaries, glazed with mirror-like finishes and contained in velvet-lined cases. These sets, often forgotten in attics or auction house backrooms, contain specimens so flawless they become the holy grail of new pence collecting. A single proof coin from 1968 graded at the highest levels by experts can easily command six-figure sums, and that's just the starting bid. What drives such extreme interest is more than rarity. It's the symbolic power of the coin itself. The 1968 new pence represents a nation in transition, shedding its old monetary identity and embracing a new, modern future. Collectors view these coins as tangible links to that pivotal moment in British history. And when a coin holds both historical significance and a dramatic minting error, you have a force that transcends mere metal. It becomes a legend in your hands. So if you think you have one of these in your collection, stop before you spend it, on parking meters or vending machines. Examine it closely under strong light. Feel the weight. Look for telltale signs of die clashes, edge anomalies, or mismatched designs. Then, seek out a trusted numismatic expert to authenticate and grade your find. The difference between pocket change and a life-changing windfall could be just a professional's verification. In the world of rare coins, imagine holding a small, ordinary-looking 5p coin from 1979 and suddenly realizing it's not just a piece of pocket change. It's a potential million-dollar fortune. That's the magic and mystery behind the Elizabeth II D.G. Reg. F.D. 1979 new pence 5p coin. At a glance, it seems like every other 5-pence coin minted in the late 70s. But for those with an eagle eye and a deep appreciation of minting anomalies, this specific year and design hides secrets that could change your life overnight. Rare variants of this coin have surfaced that defy standard classification. And when such a coin breaks the rules of normal minting, collectors around the globe are willing to pay staggering sums. The 1979 5p coin sits at a unique crossroads in British numismatic history. It was a time of transition, just before the major resizing of coins in the early 1990s, and during a period when production quirks and die inconsistencies slipped through the Royal Mint's normally strict controls. What makes this coin especially valuable in collector circles are errors and anomalies, coins that may have been misstruck, struck on the wrong metal planche, or created with experimental dies. A seemingly normal coin could suddenly skyrocket in value if it has the slightest misalignment, double strike, or incorrect edge pattern. One of the main attractions for collectors is the absence of the phrase Brit, OMN, from the coin's obverse legend. Traditionally, this Latin abbreviation, short for Britanniarum Omnium Regina, meaning Queen of all the Britons, was a standard part of monarchic titles on coinage. Its omission on some coinage, especially when rare or inconsistent, adds to their numismatic mystique. The 1979 issue without this element falls into a rarefied class, especially when combined with other unexpected minting features. For collectors chasing the perfect storm of rarity, historical context, and visible anomaly, the 1979 5p coin is a golden opportunity. What pushes this coin beyond ordinary rarity and into the realm of treasure-tier value is the possibility of unique proof-like strikes or unreleased mint trials escaping into circulation. Rumors swirl in the numismatic community of limited pressings for internal testing that were never meant for the public, yet somehow found their way into hands of citizens. These coins, if confirmed authentic and documented through proper grading, agencies can sell for 6 to 7 figures. That's right. An innocuous 5p coin that slipped into your family's coin jar decades ago could fetch enough to buy you a mansion, a luxury car, and leave you with plenty to spare. The 1979 5 new pence was also minted during a time when the Royal Mint was experimenting with subtle design tweaks, such as different bust spacing, font weight, and even the spacing of letters in the legend. A few of these coins, it's believed, were accidentally struck with alternate dies meant for earlier or later issues. If your coin shows a mismatch between the obverse and reverse, such as the 1979 date paired with a design font or spacing not officially used in that year, you're possibly holding one of the rarest transitional errors in UK decimal coinage. Across auctions and private sales, we've seen previously ignored low-denomination coins from this era explode in value. Why? Because collectors are now recognizing the unrecorded varieties and accidental rarities the public overlooked for decades. One person's forgotten drawer coin becomes another's £1,000,000 payday. This coin isn't just rare, it's a symbol of how overlooked objects can become life-changing assets in the blink of an eye, simply by being in the right condition and containing the right error. Another feature to look out for is toning and plancher quality. If your 1979 5p coin exhibits an unusual shine, reflective field, or rainbow-like toning under light, it may be an accidental proof coin, struck for internal mint purposes or display sets and mistakenly released. These coins can easily command 50,000, 250,000 or more, depending on condition and documentation. Combine that with historical significance and minting inconsistency, and you have a financial rocket in your collection. So, before you dismiss the tiny 5p as just another piece of outdated change, take a closer look. Check the legends, inspect the finish, verify the weight, and examine every letter, edge, and curve. Because the Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 1979 new pence 5p coin, when paired with the right anomalies, could be your golden ticket to fortune. It's not just a coin. It's a hidden key to unlocking life-altering wealth. Treasure, after all, doesn't always come in gold bars. Sometimes it jingles quietly in the palm of your hand. Imagine reaching into an old jar of coins tucked away in your attic and pulling out what appears to be an ordinary 1975 5 new pence coin. But what if I told you that coin could be worth millions today? The Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 1975 new pence 5p coin, often overlooked and dismissed as everyday change, is now one of the most secretly coveted treasures among elite collectors. Its mysterious production quirks, quiet disappearance from circulation, and whisperings of rare misprints have elevated this small coin into the realm of numismatic legend. If you've got one in your possession, don't rush to spend it. You could be holding a fortune disguised in silver. The 1975 5p coin is part of the early decimal coinage series that defined the UK's modern currency shift. But unlike other more common decimal issues, the 1975 edition carries a cloud of mystery. During that time, the Royal Mint was refining production processes, adjusting die engravings, and preparing for design revisions that would later be rolled out in the 1980s. It's within this period of transition that anomalies emerged. Coins, struck with slight die misalignments, alternative metal compositions, or even unintentional edge variations. Any such coin from this year, especially those without signs of mass circulation, could be a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. One of the most valuable traits a 1975 5p can possess is the absence of the traditional Brit OMN in the Queen's title. While this omission became standard on later coinage, finding it missing from earlier mint years like 1975 raises serious collector eyebrows. It indicates either a rare transitional die was used prematurely, or that a unique production batch slipped through unrecorded. For collectors who live for die varieties and pre-issue tests, this is the kind of coin that sits at the top of wish lists and commands six-figure or even seven-figure offers at private auctions. But that's not all. There are whispered accounts of trial strikes made in 1975 that never went into official circulation. These coins may differ slightly in font size, spacing between the words new and pence, or the portrait of the Queen herself. Some even bear surface finishes far shinier and smoother than circulation strikes, possibly indicating proof-like trial coins meant only for internal review. If such a coin made its way out of the mint, perhaps in a pocket or accidentally released in a batch, then you might unknowingly possess one of the rarest decimal-era coins in existence. The real power of a coin like this lies in its unassuming nature. Most people would toss it aside or spend it without a second thought. But for the informed collector, it's like finding a diamond in a sandbox. Some of these rare coins from 1975 have been seen with slight off-center strikes, ghosting on the Queen's bust, or even faint doubling on the legends, each anomaly increasing its rarity and desirability. In today's hyper-competitive coin market, a verified 1975 error coin could easily spark a bidding war, with prices soaring past $500,000 to $1,000 or more, depending on condition and provenance. Equally important is the condition and clarity of the coin's surfaces. If your 1975 5p has retained its original luster, displays no wear on the lettering or effigy, and carries crisp, well-defined edges, then you're looking at a numismatic jackpot. Combine that with a historical error or die variation, and what? You're holding is no longer just a collectible. It becomes a financial artifact, a prize that international collectors will fight to acquire. For those wondering why coins like this have begun exploding in value only recently, the answer lies in modern awareness and grading services. As more collectors submit these obscure coins for expert evaluation, the coin world is waking up to just how many rare variants were never properly documented. This shift in understanding is what's pushing coins like the 1975 5p into millionaire territory. Collectors now realize these aren't mass-produced relics, they're accidental masterpieces. So before you pass over that dull-looking coin from your change jar, or dismiss your old coin collection as childhood trinkets,